Beautiful day, let's rejoice and be glad. Oh my goodness, Roe has been overturned. And it will not just die in darkness, but actually show new light for America and this nation's future. I'm Rob Kruger, and this is The Rob Kruger Show. Welcome back to another episode, and thank you for tuning in. That is right, Roe is gone. Here's what happened. 6-3 decision. 6. That's awesome. Thank you, Justice Roberts, for finally, doing what you're supposed to on the side you're supposed to be on. Not that justices are supposed to take sides, but we all know what's up. A 6-3 decision on Dobbs versus Jackson. So we have the ruling, and let's just step back. Let's step back for a second and look at it from the big picture. One, abortion is now not that it's illegal, but it is now not endorsed by the federal government. It means that the federal government is not going to allow everyone across the board to be able to go in and get an abortion anytime from conception to, 15 weeks. Okay? Ridiculous standard, and it should have never happened 49 years ago. But when you think about the duration of the country and how long we've been a nation, 49 years is not that long, but it was long enough to kill almost 70 million children. Now what happens? We zoom in a little bit and see what's going on. Well, federal government's kind of out of it, but we can bring it back to the states. This is a federalist approach, and this is the way it should be for big issues like this. It should go to the states, so that way, on a more localized government level, the people can vote for their representatives who would represent them and cast the votes on their behalf. That way, like here in the state of Arizona, and we had a throwback law, boom, instantly, it's bringing it way down. You can't get an abortion just up until the point of birth here in Arizona, but guess what's going to happen in California, New York, Illinois, all those, northeast New England states? Well, they're going to have abortion for much further through the pregnancy or even up into, and it sounds like even past the point of birth, these people are sick. However, a lot of states are going to do away with it completely. The left is freaking out. Fine. You can freak out because the decision finally came down after that leak. Oh my gosh, that horrible leak, almost killing one of our justices. So you can go ahead and freak out, but you're not losing anything. You aren't. You're losing a mass consensus. Maybe you're not, though, because the people have spoken in their way of voting, which led to President Trump, which led to enough Supreme Court justices. This is the power of the people. It took time. It took persuasion of votes. It took moving through the system. But this is the power of the people. So you're not losing anything. The people are winning what they are due. That's the difference here. So the left isn't losing anything. In fact, they're going to have their isolated states of crazy anyways available to them. So what's the big problem here? Is this just the fact that Roe v. Wade has become this huge mark, this pinnacle overlooking everything, saying this is the standard for abortion? I don't think that's the case. I think it's more so that the left is worried about the future. They don't really care about the outcome of anything so long as it grants them money and or power. Those are the two things they'll work towards. They'll work towards getting as much money as they can and with as much power along the way. They could care less about the people. They could care less about the unborn children. They could care less about women's health. If they did care about women's health, what's this whole transgender thing about? Because now we're supposed to worry about what a woman and her choice and her health is all about. Well, first of all, you still have the choice. You do. You have the choice. You may not, in certain areas, have the choice to murder your child, but you do have a lot of other choices you can make up until that point. So just think it through a little bit. You got a lot of choices. In fact, our entire lives is based on the choices we make and the outcomes that brings. So you might want to start with how you live your life and conduct yourself before you want to go to the extreme end of why can't we just murder babies? So the left is disgusting. They still are going to have their pockets of evil. And this is really just the beginning. This is the beginning for conservatives. I don't even want to say Republicans because there are so many squishy Republicans out there that are not doing the right thing. This most recent gun bill, oh my gosh, that's another day, another story, another episode. However, there's a lot of Republicans who are not doing their jobs, so I'd rather say conservatives. God-fearing, America-loving conservatives. This is the populace. This is the majority. Just because a lot of people sit there and they don't want to speak up, it's because they're busy with their lives. They go to work, they raise their families, they teach moral values to their children, they get them involved in things like scouts and sports and show them what can be done, and they go through life. They're busy with caring about people. They're not busy worrying about if they can be, freely going all over, left and right, making babies without the outcome of actually having babies. All right? So that's one thing. And this whole women's health with the transgender garbage, again, that should be another episode. That doesn't make any sense. The left will talk out of two sides of their mouth all the time. And for today, let's just take a break. Let's take a breath and realize what this is. This is a path forward. This is a light at the end of the tunnel. This is a future, not just for America, but for our species of humanity. All these babies that will be born now, many of them which will be in a position of having to be born, will be a beautiful thing, because some of them are going to be artists. Others are going to be great athletes. There are many more who are going to be inventors and business people who can build up companies, and they can contribute to society in a greater way than these individuals worried about themselves and their own stupid choices have to make right now. I could go on and on and on. I really can. But for now, let's be happy. Let's be glad, and let's thank God for the fact that Roe has now been overturned. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.